Thank you, listeners, God. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Northern Node, Venus. Your word to embrace this month is success. If you have a keyword for December 2018, it is success. Let's see what's at the bottom of this deck. Retreat. I see retreat in both ways. In a form of withdrawing, in other words, pulling back your energy to yourself, you found success. I also see in beginning to honor yourself and give yourself more spoiling, nurturing, success. I see that as well. Let's see what that wisdom of the House of Night wants to say. This one. Playful. Card number 44. Who's been seeing angel number 44 everywhere lately? 44 is saying you've grown a stability in your spirituality as well as your physicality. In other words, handling your spiritual needs as well as your physical needs. And in that, you're finding yourself extremely playful because you're so stable in both ways, as above, so below. And so it's got a momentum going that's bringing a lot of opportunities for this playfulness. The bottom of the deck is another 4 for you. So if you've been seeing angel number 444, definitely another message for you. And it's card number 31. It says risk. So it involves trusting that the universe and all the spiritual essence that moves all of the universe is in support of what you're aligned with. And you are aligned with that. So in that, you go out in this world and you're being very playful in this month of December. So that's really nice to see. Again, angel number 444 for someone. But there's a very lighthearted, the word lighthearted is coming in now, saying, you know, there's a very lighthearted energy in this playfulness. So if we're talking about a romantic situation that somebody's got going on right now, yep, it's not trying to make something happen, but it's allowing the fun that is happening to happen and just keep going with that. And as long as that keeps happening, then you feel gratified in the risks that you've taken. Because before, you had to pull back from something because it wasn't feeling so lighthearted. It wasn't feeling that type of fun. It wasn't feeling rewarding and satisfying. It felt another type of way. So you had to pull back. Wow, look at that. Because you had to apply the wisdom that you'd gained. You've been on a long road. You've been getting in touch with your heart. You were getting in touch with how you really feel. And you began to apply those things like you never had before. And so you really started doing this since last spring. I heard very clearly. Since last spring, something changed right around between like March and May, June. No, more like March and May, I'm hearing. Yeah, March and May. Between March and May, you really started to change something in your way. Let's see what the flashcard has to say. Some message for Aquarius for December 2018. Thank you, Listeners God. For my brothers and sisters of humanity who are perfectly created in the way that they are, where they are, in all that they are, finding that they are that shining star because they are the Aquarius. Okay, there it is. So you have the 4 frogs. I'm hearing if you're feeling froggy, then jump. But I also see these 4 frogs are chilling. You know, they're happy to sit in their fourth chakra. They're happy where they're at. They don't feel like they need to move right now. They're just really enjoying the place where they've put themselves at this time. The bottom of the deck is the blue oval, and the color blue speaks to our throat chakra. So what are you talking about? What have you been talking about? Have you been talking about what you love? Have you been thinking about that? Have you been noticing how much more you love where you are, like these 4 frogs that don't feel like jumping right now? And oh my gosh, look at what's happening right here with my finger. Can you see that, Aquarius? Look at this. The deck is like splitting itself perfectly. You see that? And what is it splitting itself to? Yet another frog. Hello. I'm not making this up. There's another frog there. So somebody is feeling froggy and thinking, and look, it's like this one right here has got his own mind. That's why he's off to the crew, and he's like having a conversation with these 4 over here. Like, well, look, this is what I'm going to do. Where are you at? So I see in this right here, I see a lot of leadership for you. Leadership around your house. If you've been really overbearing, then you might want to ask yourself, why is that? And is it really necessary? If others are telling you that you're being overbearing with them, because I definitely see this as different individuals right at this exact moment, the way these have separated for you. But this has to do with a lot of conversation. These people are talking about something. What are you guys talking about? Are you teaching? Because this is definitely, there's 5 frogs now, and 5, major arcana 5 is the Hierophant, and that's the teacher. That's the teacher. That's the one that knows. Especially when you see it in this environment. That's what it really looks a lot like actually right now. So somebody is definitely teaching. Somebody's having to have some very heart-to-heart conversations with their children or family members. Maybe something evolved at somebody's home. And so you have to have this serious heart-to-heart with your family or siblings or children. Wrong deck. Go back over there with the unicorns. Apparently the unicorns want to talk to you. Okay, I'll do that. Set that aside. What's the message for Aquarius for December 2018? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. For their highest, lightest, and brightest good. For their overall love, peace, health, and happiness. Okay, there it is. Love it, love it, love it. It says, just be yourself, Aquarius. Because you're a shining star. No matter who you are. Shining bright, you see what you can truly be. Yes, you're a great person. Enjoy being yourself. Others enjoy you when you're being yourself. You may be a little bit different than the others around, but people, and this is also calling on somebody, like you have a hard time being honest about what you really feel and what you really think and what you really, where you're really at in life for someone. Like, it's just saying you got to embrace where you're at. It's like, what I'm hearing is it's like trying to use your GPS to take you somewhere and navigate you somewhere you've never been, but you're lying about your start and origin. Hello. And it's not saying to beat yourself up about it. It's saying to make peace with where it's at. And understand that there's others that have it worse, and regardless of how others have it, this is where you're at right now. So from here, with you owning what's going on, you own your power over the situation to do something about it. Whether that's just to open yourself up to be more receptive, to become aware of what's possible to do, or take a step of action and make a decision and do something that was already on your heart to do. Because for someone, you've been having this plan on your mind. You've been knowing, like, I really need to do this. You've probably said it to yourself 5 to 10 times within the last month, I heard. And yet and still you're not taking that chance. You're not taking that risk. And what you'll find if you take the risk is that it's going to be a lot funner than you could have ever imagined. Yeah, you're going to push through some nerves. The first time jitters stuff comes on, and then you know what the first time jitters stuff is to help you make peace with that. In my perspective, others may disagree. Please put your comments about what you think the first time jitters are about. But for me, what I've found is the first time jitters are about pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. This is something I've never done before. And so it's interesting because it can feel a lot like fear, but it's different. And you have to do it enough times to notice the difference. So just be yourself. Don't be worried about the response they're going to give. That's none of your business. Your business is where you true blue to yourself. That's your business. Their response is their business. It comes from their heart. But whether or not you do for you and do what you are and honor your true self, then that's what you got to deal with. That says something about you now. So that's what you need to be focused upon. It says you are really gifted. Look at this. This is amazing. There is some talent you have. And you're the Aquarius. You are ruled by, I mean, in the tarot, you are the star. So with all that, it's like you are here to shine. To shine your light. Whether this is something creative, intellectual, spiritual, whatever way this is. Because you don't even have to ever say a peep to people to shine a light, but it depends on what type of light you're shining. You can sit up here and shine an energetic light on things without ever having to speak to anyone, without ever having to approach anyone. But there's been a tendency in the past to hold back out of concern about the response you get. And you know what? Regardless of the response you get, it won't be true if you ain't being true about what you're presenting to the table. You got to present your truth if you want to receive some truth. You got to be up forth with it. Forthwith, for up front and coming up soon. I don't know. Tanzanite clarity comes out of the crystal reading cards for you. This is saying that you're going to have overstanding of a situation like you never have before. What is this about? Look, see, you've been learning something. Fluorite, what you been learning about? Here we have wisdom. Here we have learning. Over here we're talking about being yourself. Over here we're talking about teachers and learning. So we're seeing that cycle coming in. So it's not like somebody went on this spiritual hiatus. You isolated yourself. You what did you do? Did you go somewhere in specific? Did you go back to church and you ain't been to church in so long? Did you go to your synagogue or your temple? Did you go on a treat to the Sedona or go sit with the Lemurian energy in Hawaii? What did you do? You did something that felt of that energy, and it brought you great success. So now there's okay, I know what I know. Now I know enough to take the risk. Now I know enough to stand at the edge and let myself feel free. Because I've learned enough. I have enough overstanding of the situation where I can look down into it and see into it and overstand the situations that I'm dealing with right now, says Aquarius. This is, I've been through this. Maybe you've been through it 4 times. Somebody out there has definitely been through it 4 times. And as I'm saying this, you're thinking about your 4 exes. And at some part of you, like recently, you began to say, you know what? You started stretching for new growth. You started seeing things differently about how everything that has happened to you in your past gave you additional wisdom. Every bit of lesson that you done learned, see how the frog's looking over there saying, yes, my student, you're beginning to blossom in the lessons that I done taught you when you were sitting in this classroom right here. And what was the classroom? Was the classroom a romantic relationship? Was the classroom a friendship? Was the classroom your own thoughts? Was the classroom your financial situation? Was the classroom your work? For everyone out there, it was something like that. Okay, we got the Six of Swords coming out. So now that you've been through all that, with this card, you're finally starting to find peace and get away from that idea. You're starting to look at things differently and separate yourself from it. And a lot of times it has to do with physically separating yourself from it. So you may have moved away, blocked somebody from your whatever, or just told them, you know what, we can't be friends no more. I'm letting this go. You walked away from something. You put yourself at a distance from a situation or a person. And again, somebody blocked, like, communication. They couldn't contact you if they wanted to. But there's still a little bit of pain over this. A little bit of pain over this because at the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups and it's reversed. So there was a love that didn't go the way you had planned it to. Whether this love was family member. I see somebody whose family member got ill and it was like so fast that they just deteriorated and they were gone. Like, and so for somebody, you're dealing with a great loss, emotional loss of a family member that really is taking a toll on you. For you, I'm hearing with your gifts and talents, you have to understand they're waiting for you to express it, to do it. And every time you get that urge, like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I just need to do this, but I haven't done it yet. You know, we're talking about 5 or 10 times, somebody in the last month. This person that passed is helping to draw that energy out of you. They're giving you spiritual motivation to pursue you and what you are and what's available to you. Okay, here we go. Somebody you in the past have been dealing with the King of Pentacles, Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Taurus, with the Empress coming out, it was definitely a Taurus. There was a lot of love there, but then something became heated with the Queen of Wands. Somebody showed a side that you hadn't seen before, and you had to bring an end to that because you didn't like what they saw, what you saw from them. But you felt like at first, what you expected of them was not what you got. Let's say that way. Yeah, the Moon in reverse saying you've learned the cycles from your past is basically confirming that you have been through changes. You started to see things another way. You started to pay attention to the lessons. You may have asked for help or guidance. You may have put some prayers out there. You may have had to have that important conversation where you're like, this is what it is. That's how it's like. And cut your losses and move on. And you say, you know what? If that was you, you said, I would rather leave with nothing than stay and get it all. For somebody, there was no thought involved in that. It was just automatic. And you don't even regret it. You don't even regret it. Okay. So just be yourself. Be willing to play the game of life. You've learned a lot from all this relationship stuff that you've been through. And now it's time for you to allow yourself to benefit from everything you've learned. And it appears to be that on your part, it was wise for you to let go of whatever this was, because there was, right here with this coming in reverse, there was not a meeting of eyes. Like this person was not going to look you in the eyes. Something just did not come together. And rather than sit in the anger, a choice to bring it to the end and just stop. It was about peace, is what I'm hearing. It was about peace, making peace. So however that applies, let's see what the universe has to say to you. How does the universe have it back for Aquarius for December 2018 for my viewer according to their Aquarius placement? This one right here. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. I said earlier, this is all about peace. You got to make peace. For somebody, it is asking and calling upon you to make peace with someone, to actually communicate. Hey, pop up and be like, it's requesting a surprise reunion where you kind of catch them off guard. You say hey, you express appreciation for them verbally, and let it smile and be happy, and then continue following on your own guidance, because that's working out for you. It's a peacemaking that's going to give you peace in your soul. For somebody, that is important, okay? So that's that message. Let me go ahead and pull a fairy dust card for you, Aquarius, and then after that, if you want to get in touch with me, I love to hear your comments on here, and there's more on my website. All right, what is this message for Aquarius? This one right here, thank you, for December 2018. Backpack. Get your compass. Adventure is yours. Get out of the city and enjoy the outdoors. So this is saying to me that you're going to be doing different things. You're going to go to different places. You're going to experience different situations. And for more of you than not, this is about you ending old cycles in your life. There's something you wanted to bring to an end. For someone, it was as simple as a job. For someone, you finally got rid of an outfit you've been holding on to forever, because as many times as you don't wear it, you know you don't like the way it sits on you no more. And so you're just like, forget it, I'm finally going to get rid of it. For someone, you're actually having that experience. For somebody else, you're realizing like why you let go of the relationship and why you don't really want one right now. For different ones, it's different ways. For somebody else, you're actually embracing a different way of expressing yourself spiritually, and so you're trying something different and giving. The word experimentation is what I'm hearing, but it's like you're just being more attentive to your words. Somebody started keeping different crystals around them. Somebody else started reading cards. Somebody else started reading runes. Somebody else started channeling some new design to, what is it, a canvas painting or a piece of clothing. I see both. Okay, so let me know, who are you and what am I talking about? Put it in the comments. I'll be back with more readings for you. My website in the meantime is LPHtarot.com. That's LPHtarot.com. It's in love, peace, and happiness to you and yours, and of course me and mine. Until next time.